Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Training Day, the lovable, delightful video series where you learn how to teach your friends how to do the things that you love. Today on Training Day, we are going to talk about 2 things that will really help you to start teaching your friends different things that you're interested in, and keep them from getting too overly complicated that you just annoy everyone and confuse the heck out of them. The first thing we're going to talk about is kissing. Mwah. Yeah, no, not that kind of kissing. That I would need a partner to demonstrate, and yeah, there's not a lot of them that want to partner with me. Single tear. What I mean by kiss, and kissing in general, is keep it simple, stupid. When I first started learning how to play improvisational jazz music, that's right, I play the saxophone. The first thing that was taught to me was keep it simple, stupid. Anytime you try and get complicated with things right off the bat, all that you're going to do is confuse yourself, confuse the people that you're talking to, and just overall come up with a really bad project. So the best thing in the world for you to do is to keep it simple. Start very, very basic. Don't talk about all the exceptions to the rules. Don't talk about, well, late game you get to do this. Don't talk about, well, in the next turn you're going to do this. Keep it simple. Boil down whatever you're trying to teach someone new into its most basic, fundamental pieces and start there. The next thing that really goes along with keep it simple, stupid, is begin at the beginning. Now, I know that that really sounds kind of cliche, and it sounds like something that we really don't have to talk about, but a lot of people don't realize that you need to start at step 1 before you can talk about step 2, step 3, step 4, step 75 and a half. And it becomes very, very confusing if you do something to the effect of, oh, well, at first you're going to do this, but then later on in the game you're going to do this, and then you're going to do this, and you're going to do stop. All right? Start at the very beginning of whatever you're doing. To give you an example, I'm a huge Dungeons & Dragons fan. But even in 4th edition, there are all these different things you can do and different character creation options and a lot of other things. And what it all boils down to, if you want to get started in something like that, begin at the beginning and keep it simple. So things like, okay, well, what you're going to eventually be doing is you're going to have a dungeon master, and you're going to be able to do this with the dungeon master, and you can do anything in the world that you want. It's going to be really, really cool. That's overwhelming. That's confusing. You have no idea what you should do. You get people that have never played before. They're like, I can do anything? Well, yeah. What do you mean by that? Well, anything. What do you want to do? I don't know. So, begin at the beginning. Well, the first thing you need is a character. Okay, now, there's a million different things you can do with a character. Blah, 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 blah. Nah. Keep it simple. All right, what do you want to do? Do you want to use magic spells? Do you want to me-hit thing with sword? Do you want to be the touchy-feely Healy guy? I mean, what do you want to do? Starting at the beginning and breaking it down into its most basic pieces will make teaching very complicated games like Dungeons and Dragons, like miniature wargaming, like Agricola or Seven Wonders is one of my favorites, that it's a very rules-intensive game, but if you start at the very beginning and you keep it simple, you can add on later with the more complicated rules. One of my favorite things to do when I'm running a new group through a dungeon that most of the people haven't played is I'll start off with some pre-generated characters, go, hey, listen, this is what you need to know. And then I'll do something simple like, okay, I'd like everyone to make a perception check. What does that mean? Well, there's a little thing that says perception on your character sheet there, and there's a number next to it. Just take your D20. That's the little thing. It's got 20 different sides on it. It's the only one that counts above 12. So if you see a number above 12, that's your D20. And then roll that, and then add your perception to it. That little number next to your perception is called your perception modifier. And then we go from there. Have I told them that, well, this is a skill check and it does this and this, and well, perception can be used to detect traps, and perception can also be used to look at people, and you can use it to do this and this. No, I've told them everyone make a perception check. I've told them exactly what they have to do, and I've told them the number. I can turn to them and go, well, remember that perception check we did earlier so you could look around the tavern and see what was happening? Well, now you can use it to make sure you don't kill yourself by stepping on a trap. So go ahead and roll a perception check again. Now, I use Dungeons & Dragons a lot because I really, really like it. And recently I've been teaching a lot of new people, or people that are just new to 4th edition, how to play. But again, you can use this idea of begin at the beginning and keep it simple, stupid, in just about anything. I use it in sales training. I use it to teach people how to run a register. Yeah, there's a billion different things you can do on a register, but the most basic thing you're going to need to learn how to do is scan the thingy, hit the total key, and make sure you key in the money correctly. So don't think that it's limited to something as complicated as Dungeons and Dragons or Seven Wonders or those miniature wargamings, things like that. You can use this to teach anybody anything, as long as you try to remain consistent. Begin at the beginning, keep it simple, and then after they've mastered those first few fundamental things, start adding on slowly. You don't want to overwhelm people right at the beginning. That's the number one reason why people will get turned off to certain more complicated things. They'll be like, well, it's too confusing. I have to do too much math, or I have to do too much work to do this, or it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, that's fine. If you start, again, at the very beginning and you keep it simple, people are going to go, wow, that was really easy. And hey, I succeeded. That was really fun. And from that point on, you can continue to add more and more things to it and get them to the point where they're very comfortable playing this new game, participating in this new world that you're introducing them to, without you having to sit there and hold their hand anymore. Just remember, it does take time. No one is going to pick up anything instantly, and you do have to invest in the people that you're training. So don't worry if your first D&D session takes 4 hours and you only get through one encounter. Don't worry if your first game of Seven Wonders ends in nobody winning because no one understands, except for you, what the rules were. Let them screw up, let them make mistakes, let them take the time they need to learn the game, and then go on from there. So remember to KISS, me personally, and remember to begin at the beginning. These are the two most fundamental points of training that most people forget or don't even think about. If you know those two things, to be perfectly honest, you can start training people tomorrow. Now, obviously, I have some more tips and tricks that I will be going over in later sessions, but I figured this was a great place for us to start, and it would be really easy for you guys to start digesting some of the things that I've talked about. So, if you guys like this video, if you enjoyed watching me make a fool of myself, if you guys enjoyed the tips and tricks that I've given, you think they're going to be useful, please like the video. Share the video with your friends. I want other people to be able to see this too. The point of this is not for me to talk at you guys a lot. The point of this is to help everyone to be able to grow their geek community. And that's what we all want to do. We all want to have more people that are interested in the exact same things that we are. Also, please, please, please hit the subscribe button. I'll put an annotation somewhere around here. Subscribe to my channel so you guys know exactly what's going on. I'm going to have a couple reward videos for the people that voted for me for the vlog coming out. They're going to be really, really cool. And I've got some other really cool stuff that I'm doing behind the scenes right now that will hopefully turn out really awesome. That's the end of this training session. If you guys have specific things that you want me to talk about in my next few videos, let me know in the comments below. Leave some comments about things that maybe you agree with, maybe you don't agree with, but let me know what you guys think, because I have maybe 1 or 2 more videos of just overall tricks that I know work in most situations, and then I'm going to start doing example videos where you guys tell me what you want me to teach you, so that you guys can use that to teach other people the same things. I know we've already talked about Dungeons and Dragons. That's why I brought it up in the video. Somebody also, I think it was at that Terry girl, mentioned that she wanted to know how to get people into more complicated board games. That's why I mentioned like Agricola and Seven Wonders. So let me know other things that you guys want me to talk about. And it doesn't just have to be games or things like that. It can be, maybe you want to get people into comic books, or maybe you want to get people into playing golf, or just being interested in certain television shows. You know, whatever you guys are interested in, there are ways to get people interested in it and train them in that idea that will get them as excited about it as you are. That's it for me today. I will see you at the next training session. Bye.